Cooper with the Canine Chronicle, bringing you Table Talk Zoom. I'm here with Guy Fisher, the manager of club development for the American Kennel Club. Guy, I think, has been quite busy these last couple of months. And what we wanted to talk about today was giving you, as fanciers, a bit of an outline of what kind of help you can expect from the Club Development Department and the American Kennel Club. And perhaps Guy, who attended a specialty this past weekend, can give a couple of words of wisdom to those that are heading out to the dog shows. So Guy, I understand that you attended Great Dane Specialties last weekend, which actually were the first dog shows, albeit specialties, since the middle of March.
Yes, I did. I want to give kudos to the cluster of the specialties. They had a great format and a great outline established for ring procedure and the in one side ring for their entrance and out on the other side to allow social distancing to take place. They had 6-foot sprayed X's on the ground for the easy ups for people to provide shade for themselves and their dogs. They, of course, they were under the guidelines of their venue, and of course mandated by the state. They also had the local health department out twice during the weekend to make sure that things were being done properly.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So congrats on actually going to a dog show, and
thank you.
Job well done for everybody who got that done.
Yes.
There are a lot of clubs that are overwhelmed by trying to actually get approvals for their shows at this time, either approvals or really trying to make that decision of whether or not they should have their shows. So I thought that it would be helpful to have you just really kind of outline for the fanciers out there that are contemplating having a show, how you and others at the AKC can help them interface with legislators, write letters, do guidelines and things like that.
Absolutely. So first and foremost, all the clubs that are still contending to have their events, my hat's off to you, because it is a special task moving forward. The clubs that have rescheduled from their cancellations earlier to reorganize and get these events back up, fabulous job. Our events team inside is here for you, and we can reschedule and we can get you reformatted very quickly. But back to what you were saying originally, the support that AKC is offering is, one, we have our suggested guidelines, and that's the key point, is they're suggested guidelines. We cannot do anything over and above what your local, state, and your venue requirements are going to require. We can only provide you with those suggested guidelines to help make your show run smoother and your event and your exhibitors to be safe. The other thing that I wanted to point out regarding that is that the nice thing about the AKC is we have an unlimited resource of knowledge, and we have knowledgeable people with a lot of experience. What we have found to be very successful is reaching out to your local representatives and legislators. Our government relations team have their individual reps per region of the country, that if you need support, and if your clubs want to continue on with your events, we strongly recommend that you reach out to your local politicians to get on their board, make yourself known, and how essential a dog show can truly be to the community and for the local business. Government relations, they have an excellent tool for the economic impact of dog shows that we utilize all the time with club development. We collaborate a lot to show the importance. In the big scheme of things, some people think, oh, a dog show is really not that important, but in reality, it is. And we want to give the clubs every opportunity to be able to provide, one, great customer service, two, safety first and foremost for the dogs and the exhibitors.
Got it. I know that there's like a couple of different like departments within. So will you and club development and an events then direct them to the appropriate person that they need to talk to if they need to write a letter or if they need to, you know, do anything like that interfacing with the legislator? That's the
Absolutely. Club development can literally be the bridge to any department that you may need. If we can't get you the direct answer ourselves, we will get you to the directors and the managers that can get you the answers and hopefully the help and support that you need.
Got it. Now here's another question for you, and I don't know if you can or can't answer it. And that is about clubs relocating a show temporarily, perhaps to an area where it might be easier for them to hold a show than where they would normally have a show.
Right.
Would that be something that you are, as an AKC representative, that you guys are supportive of? For example, if there are several counties in Ohio that seem to be a little bit easier to work with than others, if that club wanted to relocate their show somewhere else, is that something that can be done?
Yes. So back in April, when we formed the Actions to Help All Sports, and what we did is the current AKC policy is a club can move 125 miles from their territory. I want to make it perfectly clear. We don't see state lines. We see the mileage guideline based on our board policy. So the original policy is 125 miles. For the remainder of 2020, we've increased that mileage to 200 miles for the all-breed shows and up to 300 miles for the specialty shows to be able to join other specialties to collaborate. So, for example, if you have a show that's in Southern California that may need to move across the state line, as long as they can go 200 miles to join somewhere else or to make it an easier venue or support, we're going to do everything in our power to drop the pin on their farthest part of their territory, and we will do the straight line for 200 miles to get them within that perimeter. Absolutely.
So what if it's over 200 miles?
So that would be a case-by-case situation that would have to be specially reviewed. But because of the pandemic of COVID-19, I would suggest to any club that if you're 205, 225, or 230, please write. We will review it because we want to help you guys have your events.
Okay, because I mean, there are even some. There was talk about like Eastern shows moving, more south.
Right. Well, now see, so
it's gonna be a lot more than 200 miles. I just that was
that again. Write the request.
Right.
I doubt if it would be honored that far, but we've got a mileage perimeter set up now that we feel that could really support and help the fancy and the clubs. So, but again, if it's a special needs situation or a case-by-case situation, myself, Mr. Lykin, Mr. Slay, and Mr. Lungerman will definitely review it, and we will try to make things happen for you.
So it's not that they shouldn't ask; they should at least try.
I would say that, yes. Out of due respect, people at first when shows were canceling, they don't understand. They have to have a deposit paid to the venue. They have their upfront fees that they're going to be billed from the superintendents. So there was no guarantees from our local governments if these venues were going to be allowed to have our events. So you can't blame the clubs for canceling because they could have been out financially thousands and thousands of dollars. And that's what people really have to understand, that these clubs, they really didn't want to cancel, but they knew they weren't going to be, allowed to. And why would they spend thousands of dollars for having to cancel in the end? So the message that I'd like to get out to everybody is please be understanding and respectful to a club's decision. One, to have the event, to move forward with the event, and two, if they have to cancel, please be respectful.
Right. I mean, I know a lot of my friends, are show chairs and otherwise, and I've seen them go through so much, and in a couple of cases it didn't work out, and the defeat is really sad. I mean, Bruce tried so hard to get Montgomery County to happen, and
yes,
no one would work with him and a show site, and there's nothing he could do. But I think that it's critical though for people to know that they've got an infrastructure behind them to help them.
Absolutely.
You guys are that infrastructure, and the key is before you throw in the towel, reach for help.
Absolutely. Like I said, we're a relatively new department. We've only been in existence now going on for 4 years, and we're really starting to get traction. Club development was created to help the new show chairman, new show committees. We've been doing some series on our social media pages where we've been very successful with reviewing the AKC show manual, and we did major updates for the year of 2020, and we've been doing little segments every week promoting those various things. And knowledge is the key, and the teaching process. It's a hand down effect of hey, you know what? Here's somebody new. Let's cultivate them. Let's work together, especially in these times with the power of the Zoom meetings and so on and so forth. What can your club do within your own community outreach now? See, there's a lot of clubs that, like I just said, with the mileage territory, they could be 50, 60, 70, almost 100 miles out of their territory. When I do my presentations all across the country, I suggest to these clubs, what are you doing for your own community? And because of this COVID-19, you have seen a lot of community infrastructure and support develop. And the other thing that we've been successfully seeing is the importance of the purebred dog, and people looking to breeders again and getting dogs for their families and their households. Well, once somebody gets a dog, they're going to look to do something with their dog. And what a great opportunity for a kennel club to be out on social media, or a great opportunity to promote their training classes through the club. You never know, the next great one could come through there as a format with the next great handler, or the trainer, or the next great breeder. We're always trying to cultivate people.
All right. Do you have any words of wisdom for either the club folks that are in Oklahoma or exhibitors that are heading out to the show?
So first and foremost, the organization and the put together to put this event together as quickly as we did, my hats go off to them, because first and foremost, the way that they orchestrated this and the way that they put it together, kudos. They are complying to their health department and their local and their state provisions. They have instituted our suggested guidelines. My suggestion to the club members: be respectful to the exhibitors, police your territory. The key thing is AKC can only do so much for you. And the thing of it is clubs are on a voluntary basis, so you're going to have your membership there. AKC can't police the grooming setups. AKC reps cannot police if somebody's not going to social distance properly, or if a judge has a sign on their ring that says all masks or all exhibitors must wear a mask. That is their ring, and people have to understand that, and they have to respect that. And if they don't, they'll be subject to the kennel club's disciplinary actions. And as I said earlier, and I hate to repeat myself, but we are in a terrible situation with this COVID-19, and in all aspects. So instead of looking at things negatively or putting things down, we should be working together and coming together as one, because let me tell you something, there's nothing stronger than our dog family. Yep. And we should not have bickering back and forth. We should have a support system that we should be leading by an example. The Horse Association, the Livestock Association, we have mimicked some of their ideas. We have mimicked how they attach themselves to outdoor advisory committees, working within their legislators. The horse industry and the livestock industry have already started to have entries of 1,000 at the end of May, first of June already, and have been very successful. And they have been very successful in social gathering and social distancing with their policies in effect. It's been a great learning tool. And the thing of it is we crossed over from them. Now we are implementing this into our system. And again, AKC can lead by example with our power of our clubs.
Got it. Great. Good deal.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I am sorry that I'm not going to be in Oklahoma, and maybe next time. I'm sure I'll see you again. I just don't know when that is.
All right.
But I appreciate the time that you spent with me today. And everybody out there, please remember that Club Development at AKC, Guy Fisher and his team are there to help with anything that you might need to try to make your dog show happen. So don't hesitate to reach out. Don't give up before you call them. Let's put it
all right.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
It's been good seeing y'all, and we will see you again soon. Thank you, Guy.
You're very welcome.
Until next time, my friends.
Bye-bye.